Like me, squinting. I've noticed what you were talking about with like other people, how they sometimes say something, you take it as a criticism when it's not always. Like with my husband, I've noticed like things that he'll say, I like take it, or he'll tell me I'm beautiful or whatever, and I won't believe it. Like I'll think he's just saying it to get something, but not always. Maybe sometimes. But like I feel like a lot of the time I think that he's criticizing, or people are criticizing me when they're not really. Which is what you were talking about.
Yeah, it's the glasses again. It's what we have on. You know, are we looking through the I'm a failure glasses? And those glasses are built. They're like fake designer stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's not real. You can take them off. Yeah, it's really
like the last week I kind of like
cool.
Felt that a bit. Yeah.
It's interesting like how we want to be self-deprecating all the time. Like it's.
And he said it to me before. He said, like you just taking this from nowhere. Like I've not even said anything like that. And
don't tell him he's right. Men don't. I'm not sexist. So it's that's fascinating. That's good insight. Has anyone else kind of experienced that?
I was just going to say, I'm into week 4, and I am starting to see the results, right? And I am feeling good, and I'm happy and bright and cheerful and revolting around work, as opposed to what I was, the bitch, because when I was going through the sugar hit, total bitch. But now, and I'm finding the sabotage, like it's coming from me from everywhere. It's like, okay, so I was saying no to foods on my own and doing that, but now it's like people are conspiring against me. It's really, and it's not just it's food. They're doing it in other ways. It's like, come on, Chris, we're going out for lunch. You've done a good job, and I'm going like,
You're making them feel uncomfortable.
Yes, and I go, Sue, I can't. I said, I brought my lunch. She goes, oh, you deserve it. Come on, we're going for lunch. And I'm going, this is the boss. And I'm going like, no. And it's coming in hard and fast all week. And I'm just going like, I feel bad to people because I'm saying, no.
You know what's exciting? This happens when you're close to a breakthrough.
Does it?
Yeah. So whenever you're close to a breakthrough, the mind gets really noisy, or there'll be many temptations around you. I think, and I'm not by any means a Christian in the sense of I follow the Bible or anything like that. Not that I have anything against that, but I think of how I think Jesus was in the desert for like 40 days and 40 nights, and he had all these temptations before he reached that level of. Really? Did he do that? No. Am I making that up? I don't know, I'm sure. Yeah. Maybe it was on South Park. I don't know. I like sarcasm a lot, actually. And I didn't pick up on that at all. So I'm doubting myself, going, sorry, on The Simpsons or South Park. Anyway, so at the moment, the temptation's great because you're about to break through. So you've got to the level where you yourself are able to say no to things. And so now there's another opportunity coming up for you to hone your skills and learn how to say no to others. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Also, if people are trying to deliberately, I'm not saying they're deliberately doing it, they might be unconscious of the fact that they're doing it, but when people start to do that and sabotage us away from our goals, it's because we're making them feel uncomfortable because perhaps they're not doing what they want to do, or they're not happy, so they need to bring you down in order for them to feel better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's the same when people criticize us. It's because we're making something in them feel uncomfortable. It's got nothing to do with us at all.
Someone says, oh, Chris, I really need to go for a drink and, can we talk? And I've always been there. I've always been that one that, people would go, I'm just going like, I can't. And I feel bad. And I go, because I know I can't go and drink water. If I step into a pub, Gonski.
Maybe you can say, well, let's go and have a herbal tea.
Or a coffee, that's awesome.
Change it.
Yeah, well done, Helen.
It's
good thinking.
I'll go with that.
Rather than saying, no, I can't go and have a drink, just say, oh, yes, I'll be there, but can we go and have a herbal tea or a coffee at somewhere?
Yeah.
Then you're not going to a pub and then it's not that temptation.
Because that's really, I'm not there yet that I can go and watch people eat and drink.
Yeah.
I can't do that yet. So,
So try that. Take the power back. And just know that even if you do mess up, it's okay because you've learned. Yeah. Remember Earth School? Nothing happens to us, it happens for us. So there's something in this for you to learn from. So instead of going, why is this happening to me? Go, what can I learn from this and how can I make this work for me? So it's the nature of the questions and the quality of the questions you ask yourself which determines the quality of your life. If we're always asking why me, why me, why me, I'm a failure, like you'll find evidence as to why you, and that evidence will come from those artificial belief systems of you're a failure, you're fat, you're hopeless, you're this, you're that. So you don't listen to that. Ask what and how. What can I do to learn from this? How can I use this to help me on my journey? Just change the nature of the questions. I want to hear how you go with that. That's awesome.
Be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to take them down to the herbal thing and say, no, we're not going to have lunch, we're going to go to food.
Yeah. Herbal body shots.
Yeah, I'll see how we go with that. I'll let you know.
Maybe start with coffee and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
everything away.
We don't mean herbal like that either.
Actually, I might,
Maybe Helen did,
I might
I
pack
don't
a
know.
few lunch and say, let's go out on the
There you
oval.
go.
That's
Yeah.
the one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Whatever way you want to herbal, you can use it.
So today we're going to start with incantations, which is a version of an affirmation. So affirmations to me I don't think work because it's so intellectual it doesn't sink into the body. So I can go, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. Is that going to make me happy? No. So you've got to feel it into the body. So just thinking something isn't enough. It's got to come into the body, and that's what we're going to practice today. Then we're going to do the visualization, and then we're going to do seeing yourself through other people's eyes. And this is a challenge of your own belief systems, because how we see ourselves is not at all how other people see us. You will be absolutely flabbergasted with how other people see you. Like we think the worst of ourselves, yet other people see us in such a different light. So we're actually going to do a little exercise where you have a chat to someone about random stuff or about something you're passionate about for 2 minutes each, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take notes and you're going to write down the things that you see about that person and about their passion, positive attributes, and then we're going to share it. You don't have to go with someone you don't know if you don't want to, if you're not comfortable. You can go with someone you know. I would like to encourage you to get outside your comfort zone, because if you know someone, well, I know what I love about people that I know, but maybe they haven't heard it, so maybe we can do people you know. Does that make sense? Cool. So I want you to write down.
I didn't bring paper.
That's all right.
I've got a pen.
You got a pen? That's good. I got paper. How cool is this little thingamy bob that I got from Kmart for like $6? So
Right, I've got pen. Thank you.
you got paper? You got paper?
No, I don't.
Thank
There
you.
you go. Does anyone need a pen?
Yeah, so so what we're going to do, so let me give you some, that's good. Wait, let me give you some guidelines. Your paper as well, Helen, you good? So guidelines and incantations is they must be in a present tense, okay? So it can't be I want to, because then that's focusing on the separation or the distance between where you are and where you want to be, and that doesn't get you anywhere. So I am fit and healthy. I am my ideal weight. I am mentally disciplined and emotionally balanced. I am energized. I am, see? Starting to get the picture? I want you to write down 5, please. Pretty please, pretty please.
Do we have to believe them?
No, not yet.
Somebody figure that out.
So it's where you want to be. Yeah. So we're working on tools on how to create new patterning. I feel like I need to put writing music on, like you know, the shows they have. There you go. Bit of inspiration for you.
Is it about anything, or is it like
It can be anything that you want to be your ideal life.
that you're not already?
That you're not already. So whatever you want, you know. I am a New York Times bestseller. It's on mine. You gotta be careful what you ask for though. We'll go into that in a minute. Is this helping you think? Yeah, no, it needs to be right, you're right.
That makes me want to go up and dance. Not
Yeah, it's not helping.
It's like Enya or something.
Enya! Oh, what about this? Who remembers this dude? Sorry, I won't get distracted.
Oh, yes, yes,
It's George, Boy George.
It's still dancing. It's not
Yeah.
right.
I know. I know, I'm shocking. Oh, yoga music, there we go. Namo Bhagavati. Is that a bit more, or is that creatively inspiring you? Okay.
It's just not distracting.
Do you know Boy George was my first crush? What does that say about me?
So many people have Boy George. All
Oh my God.
people like
Yeah. I have his album still upstairs, the Culture Club album. Yeah.
That shows age. See, mine was Davy Jones.
Oh!
I'm lucky.
Okay, I'm going to stop because you guys are thinking. Alright, so, have we got them? No. How many have we got? We can start with 1. 4's good, 3's good.
I got 5.
You're on fire. Nice. Good. Okay, so, this is what I want to make really clear. If you set an incantation, a desire, you have to be really mindful that it meets your expectation. Okay, so this is where people go wrong when they set desires, because they go, I want this, but they don't actually want what's going to come with it. Does that make sense? So if I go, here's one for me. I want to be a bestseller. I am a New York Times bestseller, but I don't actually want to sit down and write every day for 2 hours. Well, then there's a mismatch of my desire and my expectation. So that's where we get all skew-in and where this stuff doesn't work, and where a lot of people go, oh, it doesn't work. Because this is kind of, I guess, law of attraction stuff. It doesn't work, Well, it does, but you've got to be really clear on what you desire is going to be what you expect. I want to be a billionaire. I am a billionaire. Well, I'm pretty sure billionaires work maybe 200 hours a week. So unless I'm prepared to work 200 hours a week, it's going to clash. Does that make sense? So if you go, I want to be I am my ideal weight, I am energized, healthy, and I am 10% body fat, but you don't want to follow like a really strict diet, well then you're not going to get 10% body fat. Does that make sense? That's okay. It's about, if you say I am my ideal, so my ideal, well that's okay, but if someone's going to say I am a size 0 and 10% body fat, but they're not prepared to come to training, 5-6 times a week, it's not going to happen. So that mismatch happens. So it's where your desire and your expectation, they just don't meet. So what you're asking for, you must ensure that it is what you're going to work for. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah. Mine used to be, sorry, I am receiving endless amounts of financial abundance, but I don't want to pay my council my bills. Like, do you see what I mean? Not paying my bills, so I'm holding on to all my money. Well, that's completely the opposite. Money has to flow. It's like crazy. Anyway, it's funny. I'm a bit stupid sometimes. So, this is really important. We're now going to, you guys are going to hate this and it's going to push you right outside your comfort zone. You can get with someone you know this time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we have a group of 3 and the rest groups of 2 is fine. You can go with a friend. I'm going to get you to read them out to your friend. I can see everyone's getting really nervous. But the key is you got to believe them when you read them. So there's going to be passion and enthusiasm. So you've got to feel it in your body. So before we do that, have a look at number 1 on your list. And close down your eyes. And I want you to feel in your body what it feels like. Does it feel empowered? Does it feel alive, energized? Do you feel joy? Do you feel love? Does your body feel like it's on fire with passion and excitement? What does that feel like? How does your body change? Do your shoulders roll back? Do you sit up taller? Do you start to feel like you want to move? Good. Now open the eyes and look at the next one and close the eyes and do exactly the same thing. Just start to feel how it feels in your body. And if you feel like you need to move when you start to feel it, move. And then open the eyes. Good. Is he starting to see how this works? Now, you don't have to go this far because I'm really aware that you don't know everyone here and it can kind of be a bit weird unless you're super confident, okay? Or don't have no care factor. Where's Virginia, actually? She's not here today. She's super confident. I could imagine her embodying this really well. I do stuff like I am accepting love. Like I will actually move my body. I am love. I am compassion. I am giving all that I can to help and serve humanity. Like I will move myself. Mind you, I'm doing it alone in my bedroom. I'm not sure how I'd go in this environment. I would be a bit nervous. But it's just to get you the gist, okay? So we're going to go into groups or twos. So pick your friend if you know someone, if you don't know someone. Like whatever. We've got a group of 3 here, so everyone else can go into twos. Okay. Or you can have it wherever Just time it up, guys. Giving it a finish. All right, guys. Heading back to the Doom Luckies. Please. Yes, yeah, I can't whistle. That's good. That's a compliment. I like that. That's my mission. We'll put that for the next break. That's motivating. Okay, how did we go? Did you feel silly saying it out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
It's personal.
Personal?
It makes you a bit vulnerable.
Good answers. Good, out of your comfort zone, yeah. Do you also feel challenged because you don't believe it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I thought what I might say might sound quite silly to somebody
Yeah,
else.
that's
Yeah.
what I thought
Yeah.
their opinion would be.
Yeah.
You watch
You think, oh, that might just come really naturally to someone else.
Yeah,
don't you think?
yeah. Did you find your goals were kind of similar on some level? Yeah. These guys had number 4 was the same for all of them. Yeah.
Exactly the same word.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
It's interesting. Like from reading your homework, everyone is on the same path. Like different people, different situations, different scenarios, but ultimately you have the same desires. So it's interesting. Do you often find it awkward to speak your truth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a start. Hey, it's a good start. The more you do this, the more you'll find it easier to stand up for what you believe in and what is important to you.
I actually have one of these written in whiteboard marker on my bathroom mirror.
Oh,
So that
great.
in the morning, which my partner started, he does it, and I'm like, what is this crazy stuff that you're writing? And I'd seen him doing it for him, and I'd had a really rubbish day one day and had then to get up really early and had like a 17-hour day the next day, and he knew I was dreading it. And when I got up in the morning, there was this big blah written all over my mirror of stuff that he had written for me to make me think. So, and it's like it flips now, and we both do it to each other. But like I've got on mine as well. Like earlier in the week, it was false expectation appearing real because I was afraid of all the stuff. But it's changed. Like I'll change it depending on what I know I need to think when I get up in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's really, really helpful to put you in that right space
Yeah.
first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Mirrors are great. That's a wicked
And
idea.
it's easy. Like you just rub it off and write something new.
Yeah, that's awesome because it does. We all need reminders. We all get sucked back down the rabbit hole. We all get sucked back into the matrix. Like it happens because we're part of this culture. We're part of this society. We're part of this programming. So, and you'll find that who around you is in the same mindset. It's really unusual, right? So you kind of fighting up against that quite often. So, but the more you practice it, like anything, the better you get. How did you learn to ride a bike? You practiced. How did you learn to do a kettlebell swing? You practiced. How did you learn to do a burpee? You practiced.
Sorry. Bad choice.
Poor burpees, they get such a rough trot. You practice. So this is like anything, but for some reason I know I have my opinions as to why. In our society, it's all about the outside, the food and the exercise, and we think that is going to bring us what we're seeking, but it's not. What we're seeking has to come from in here. So the work you do in here has to be the same kind of program as what you're doing with this stuff. Yeah? And that's what we're doing here. So you've still got to practice it out there though. Yeah? Awesome. That's great. Okay, so anyone actually feel it getting into your body?
When I close my eyes.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. Well, I guess my eyes are open and I can, actually see my body as opposed to visualise.
Yeah, cool.
It's a little, it's not as profound.
Yeah, cool. So I'm going to get us just to go around one by one and just say one word. You don't have to say it with energy and feeling and emotion if you don't want to. Just a word that will encapsulate how you feel when you manifest or when you come to realization what you desire in life. So I'll start. I'm going to feel alive.
I feel determined.
Beautiful.
Calm.
Joyful.
Happy.
Healthy.
Big mirror.
And your roommate.
Oh my god, yeah! Roscoe! That's so funny!
Experience
Yeah, oh my god! Oh, we have to get him out now. I feel bad. It's like, dance, monkey, dance. He's pretty funny. Yeah, sounds like Ricky Gervais. That's part of the funniness. So whenever you're starting to feel like you're stuck in that rut, I want you to say that to yourself with conviction. Whether you look at yourself in the mirror, I find that really effective, and I say it to myself like I'm telling myself how it is, then you, if you can, even if you're at work for 3-4 minutes, get up and do something that makes you happy. Just do, if it's walking, if it's 10 burpees, whoever the hell that would make happy, 10 star jumps, if you're a movement person, if it's for you just closing your eyes and visualizing what you want it to be, if it's shaking, if it's putting on your favourite song, whatever it is, change the pattern. Make sense? So what we're doing is we're reprogramming you. Yeah? I like that Megan Trainor song. If I'm feeling in a funk when I wake up, I'll put that on and I dance around and I feel good and it's gone. I've forgotten the funk. It's when we build up the momentum in the funk and we don't break the pattern. Does that make sense? Because you start going, and the thought patterns go, and then the posture goes, and then the feeling happens, and then there's so much momentum. Trying to stop it then is not going to happen. But if you can start to get it when it starts to happen, and you should know when you wake up, sometimes things start to, you don't feel good, break it then, if you can. Yeah, even a song's so easy, right? Song's really easy.
Music's my vice.
Yeah, it's so good. Did you put your hand?
Graphics.
Oh.
It's a little spider.
Yeah, so just anything, breaking the pattern. So have you ever seen Cesar Millan? You know the dog trainer? Has anyone ever seen people train dogs?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how they do it, or they'll correct the dog with a leash? What that's doing is that's breaking the pattern in the dog's brain. So the dog will be fixated. Oh my God, like my dog Hercules, there's another dog, I want to kill it, I want to kill it. So we can correct him, and that will then, he'll redirect his brain back to me. So he's forgotten about that. I'm a mum now. She's got something. She's got chicken. She's got whatever she's got. Make sense? Yeah, it's kind of weird how you train your brain the same as a dog, but it's the similar principle. You're rewiring those pathways. Do you have a question, Ellen?
No.
Yeah, so that's what I need you to do. All right, so visualization time. You can lay down, or you can stay sitting up. You can stay on your chair. You can do whatever you want. I do this every single day. Well, sometimes Saturdays I don't do it. Sometimes I get distracted. Beautiful. So I'm going to get you to close down your eyes. I'm going to record this on an MP3 as well, so you can download it and listen to it. I'm going to get you just to start feeling and sensing your body. Feel the rise and the fall of the tummy. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. And in your next exhalation, open your mouth and let out a big sigh. Just let everything go. Begin to feel your feet and your legs, your hips, torso, arms, hands, face. And if you can't visualize this as we go about, just do the best you can, no judgment. If you can't see it, try and feel it. Now, in your mind's eye, I'm going to get you to start to visualize yourself. 5D version of yourself, an energetic version of yourself beginning to drift out of your physical body. It's coming out of the body, up through the roof, and now you're above my garage. You're travelling up, up, up. You can see Mermaid Waters, the Gold Coast. Travelling up, 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 past the clouds, up you can see Australia. Now you're just on the outside of the universe. You can see the world. It's blue and green and white, perfectly round. And while you're out there, start to see and feel in your body what your life, your ideal perfect life will be like it is already so. See yourself walking through the front gate of your ideal house. Who's there to greet you? Is there a dog, cat, children, friends, family, or just you? Walking into your house, how does it feel You walk into your house, and in the hallway, the glorious hallway, you have a full-length mirror. You stop and you turn and you look at yourself in the mirror and you see you've reached your healthy, ideal body weight. And a rush of contentment comes over you and you feel it vibrate through your whole entire being. You smile and tears well up in your eyes. You always knew deep down that you would achieve this. This has always been so. You walk through the house, looking around at all that you've created. You're surrounded by whoever you wish to be surrounded by, family, friends, animals. You have your ideal job. You have a life filled with passion and love, kindness. You feel content and happy. You feel your inner beauty radiating out. And you sit for a moment in your lounge room and you feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. And now you let that go. You're back floating above earth. Now you're going to spin around the earth. You're going to make a full circle, flying around twice. 1 rotation, 2 rotations. Before you start to slowly drift back. You're able to see Australia now. See Queensland. See the Gold Coast. See Mermaid Waters. See my house. Coming through the garage roof and back into your body. And you quietly say to yourself in your own mind, this or something better. And then when you're ready, opening your eyes. How is that? So I do that. I don't set goals anymore because I have a fixated personality. Or I fixate, and if it's not happening in my idea of the time it should be happening in, I start to stress. And then as soon as I start to stress, I create a vibration that pushes away what I want because I'm focusing on what I don't want to happen. So now I just do that every day. And what I'm finding is everything's slowly happening. The subconscious mind, you cannot underestimate the power. If you want to underestimate the power, have a look at your life right now, because that is the creation of your subconscious mind being conditioned to think that you're not worthy. That's how powerful it is. So we can switch it. Okay, anyone want to give any feedback or comments on that? It's trippy, right? I'm going to film a little talky thing.
Good.
And then I'll upload it and you can just listen to it.
I found like the whole way I could actually visualize it all.
Yeah.
Until you said look in the mirror and then it went blank.
Yeah. Cool. So that means that that's a big.
And I was like, I can't see a mirror. I can't see myself.
And so then that just means that it's going to take a bit of practice. That's your block. It's good to know. And you just got to keep working at it. So for you, starting with those incantations of around the beautiful, the body, whatever it is for you, and saying that with feeling every day, you'll go into the visualization one day and you'll just see yourself. And you're like, oh my God, this is going to take time. Yeah, it's good to know though that's where the block is. Some people it's they can't see other people or a house, or just depends what your blocks are. Yeah, that's good. Good feedback. Anyone else not be able to see themselves?
Yeah, I couldn't either. I was exactly the same. Everything clear, total clear. As soon as the mirror, it just went family, like just like
all that kind of
like
stuff.
went, I couldn't even see the house I was in. It just all went blank.
Blank. Okay. Cool. So again, it's just the block. It's practice. It's like the first time you came to class. Could you do a burpee properly? No. And now you can, right? Well, you can do a version of.
I can do a version.
Well, there you go. That's right, because it's your own idea.
You can do a version.
I like
Yeah.
the way you entered that, Kate, with that, like this or something better. Like, you know, if you couldn't see every single detail,
Yeah.
you know it's going to be that or something
Better.
better.
Yeah.
That's taken that, wrote that point
Yeah.
down.
I always end with that. This is
Yeah.
something better.
Yeah.
Because it's possible.
Mm.
I changed houses halfway through.
Yeah.
So I was kind of in the house I'm in now, and then it was like, you know, I'm happy there.
Yeah.
But it was like, there's a bigger picture or something.
Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, I could have one better.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I
Yeah.
love it.
Tell me straight to something.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good. That's the mind beginning to expand and understand. That's so cool. This stuff is really powerful. Don't underestimate the power of this stuff. Like, it's crazy. So, now we're going to do our little exercise. What I think has been the biggest learning curve for me reading all of your homework and is you guys don't see yourselves how you are. You really have to give yourself a real rough trot. Yeah. So, this is a Tony Robbins thing as well, but I think it's really useful. I want you guys to start to see yourself how you really are. And know that even if you're not happy with how you are physically, it's not a state of permanence, it will change. And that your true self-worth transcends that anyway. If you can start to value yourself for your heart and your soul first, then the external changes will happen really easily. But if you're at battle with the heart, if you're battling your self-worth and you're judging it on your appearance, well then trying to get your ideal body will be a big battle because you're at war with yourself. Does that make sense? So I need you guys to see yourself how you are. I wish you could see yourself through my eyes. You guys rock. You're amazing. Like, you're all amazing. You're all so inspiring. I get so much inspiration out of reading your stuff. It's just like, whoa, like I want to cry. It makes me so inspired. So that's the point of this exercise. Is for you just to start to be like, whoa, I'm actually pretty fucking great. Because you are. There's nothing egotistical about that. You're all awesome. You should be proud of who you are. Hell yeah. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. And if they do, give me their name and number. I'll sort it. I'll send Roscoe around there. Right, so if we can pair up with different people, or if you're not comfortable with that, it's okay if you do the same, but otherwise if we can kind of cross over, we do have enough to have pairs, because I can't count. So there's enough to go in twos. So if we can do that now, that'd be great. I'll put the thinking music on, or the moving music.
Good, how are you?
Sorry, how are you? How awesome was that, Eminem? Hang on. Already, mom, spaghetti. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to talk about something you're passionate about, okay? It can be anything that you're passionate about, whether it's riding a bike, whether it's your children, whether it's running, whether it's burpees, whether it's anything that is your hobby and your passion, gardening, food, whatever. I want you to talk about it. We're going to do, just wait, Laura's on her way back, so I'm going to actually time you. We're going to do 2 minutes each. You can interact, obviously, ask questions. And then the other person's going to take some notes, just some really quick notes on what you see in the eyes and the heart of the other person resonating when they talk about their passion. Because when you talk about your passion, that is your true being coming alive. Yeah? That's your heart. And it can be something like Happiness. Doesn't have to be challenging. It's not challenging. Happiness. Excitement. That's 2 words. That's all you need. Yeah? If you want to write more, you can write more. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. None. All right, guys. I'll put it in the group as well.
Okay, cool, thank you.
So how was that?
Good, yeah.
Yeah? Isn't it awesome,
Yeah.
like, just chatting to someone who's really super passionate about something? It's infectious, isn't it?
Now you find yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like proof now that we absorb each other's energy. Did you see that article the other day? One of the science websites talking about there's actually proof now that we do absorb it. So that's why really careful who you hang out with. Hey,
Yeah.
I've always been really careful
So
about that
true.
because I've always been like that. I absorb people's like how they're feeling.
Yeah.
And and so especially like if someone's sad, nothing's happened to me at all,
Mhm.
but I'll be terribly sad with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be in a really bad mood because they're in a bad mood, not
Yeah.
because anything's happened to me.
Yeah. So we've got to be mindful of who we have. And it's okay if people are sad, and it's okay to feel compassion, but when it starts to affect us, there's like, that's a whole different day. That's like a whole 2-hour course.
Especially when it's coming from somebody close, like a husband or a family member, when that's happening, makes it ultra, hard. Like you want to go into that, I need to make this better for them mode.
Is that true?
Protect myself.
You got to barricade yourself when that happens, because others are on their journey for their journey, and we want to help because as women we're quite maternal and caring. It's intrinsically weaved into our psyche to be caring, but over time we've been tricked into believing we have to care at the sacrifice of our own well-being, when that's actually not true. We need to kind of be selfish in a way, because you're only going to be a good use of those people is if when they come out of that fuzz, you're there for them strong and you're able to give practical, useful information. I understand it because I'm the same. Like, this is my job. Can you imagine how many different people want me to come down into their fuzz?
Yeah.
A lot. So it took me a long time of being so drained and just not understanding. Like, I guess I've developed the skill of knowing, well, that's their journey, and I have to respect that that's where they're headed. I can't change anything for them. I'm not them. I just have to be there as a support. And Ram Giri, when I did my mentorship with him, he said to me, okay, Kate, if you fell over and broke your leg right now, touch wood because I've never broken a leg, would you like somebody, 2 types of people to come and help you? One would be like, oh my God, I feel your pain, it's so terrible, you feel, oh my God, oh my God, oh, and they start crying. Or would you like someone to come in and go, right, I'm going to call an ambulance, right, yeah, just stay calm, just breathe. What kind of person would you prefer? I'm like, the fucking second one. Hello? Well, that's how we need to be when people that we love and care for are suffering. If we jump down into the rabbit hole with them and wallow with them, we actually aren't helping them. We need to stay practical, rational, and logical. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not me to speak on you. You just said the question. So, it's really, it is hard because you love them and you care for them, but it's their journey. The best way we can love them is to be there for them in a way that helps them come out of it, not joins them in it. It's hard.
I find it works the other way too. Like, since I've been doing this, like, I'm more positive and happy at home, and that's rubbing off on my husband, and like, he's happier.
It's so cool, isn't it?
It works the other way.
Yeah. You're so powerful. Like, I'm not sure. I've listened to a lot of trippy shit, but there's like one teacher who says that one person who is vibrating in a positive, energetic way can have more influence on those around them than millions who aren't, and I really believe that. Like, you can just change others around you by just being good in yourself. But then what do you have to work on? You. You've got to go inside, not outside.
Wise woman waters her own garden first.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like
That sounds
before.
really dirty. Hey! Why do you say
Kate?
waters her own garden first? Sorry, I'm so sorry. Something wrong with my brain.
It lives in the gutter.
No,
It does actually live in the gutter. I'm being quite clean for you guys. Normally it's like all lowbrow. That's a very, you'll never forget that quote though, will you?
No.
Yeah, so so
Yeah,
true.
it might have a
Feeling-
different connotation.
Well,
on it.
perhaps, yeah. Awesome, guys. So now I just want you just to quickly, you don't have to say who you're partnered with, but just if you can just give 2 words or a sentence, whatever you feel is the right thing to do, of what you saw in that person when they were talking about their passion. So, look.
Deep, like she had the ability to think outside the box. And I also found her inspiring, and she was inspired as well when she spoke about the stuff that she was passionate about.
Awesome.
Happy and excited. There was a little bit of, the only issue was that they were talking about a passion that was in the past. So like that they weren't doing it as much anymore. So really excited about talking about it, but then a little bit of like, maybe like regret that they don't do it anymore.
Yeah, so whoever that was, I don't know who that was.
Me.
My advice would be go back to do that passion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start strategizing that.
For sure.
Because if it makes you light up like that,
Yeah.
don't let that go. That's special. Yeah.
Definitely.
Next.
I felt enthusiasm. It was like infectious.
Yes, infectious. So
Yeah.
infectious.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I actually saw like a glow in the face. So
Awesome.
really set off a bit.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Yay. And
Yeah, the passion and the creativity that sort of came through from that conversation.
beautiful. That's beautiful. Shari?
Passion and confidence.
Confidence.
Okay, I found my person who was, I don't know if she wants to be there. Her eyes were smiling, she was very passionate and very convincing.
Yes.
Like in telling me, like,
Yeah.
and I was getting right into it.
Yeah. You're like, where do I sign?
It was very, yes, that's it, yes. I was agreeing in my head, I was going, yes, yes. It's because it was like she was convincing me that, yes.
That's
this is-
so awesome. I love that. That's great.
Initially guarded, but then once started to open up and talk about relationships and experiences here,
Yeah.
a lot more opened up.
Beautiful. I like that kind of makes me feel alive. Like that hand movement, like movement. Alive.
Sparkly and beautiful, like just through the whole face, it was just like this alive, relaxed freedom
Mm-hmm.
that was coming out in everything she said.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, I found happiness and just like an overwhelming sense of mother's love and selflessness type feeling.
That's awesome. And
I saw fulfillment, pride, and joy.
awesome. Cool.
I saw her come alive, her eyes came alive, her whole face came alive, and she was passionate and positive and happy.
Awesome.
I had love, joy, happiness, and just absolute passion.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Eyes lit up, positive, very caring and giving.
Awesome.
And mine was very excited, a lot of confidence,
Yeah.
radiation, you know, radiating, you know, in her face, and yeah, just overall
Awesome.
good passion.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting when we started because my partner was looking down, and then as got involved in what she was saying, eyes came up and was was then engaging me in the eyes. Hands were going, expression was going, facials were going, smile was going, and real personality just
Awesome.
coming through.
That's
So
great.
it's just interesting that when, tell me your passion, we start off like this, and then she got going.
Awesome. That's so cool. And imagine if you could go through life being in that vibration or emotion that you feel when you have your passion. If you could be like that 24/7, do you think that you would achieve your goals? Yeah. Which is why I said to you, whatever there is in your life that brings on that feeling, it can be a song, it can be an activity, it can be a pet, whatever it is, when you start to feel that muck happening, and initially you might not get the muck for a couple of hours, you're like, oh, shit, I'm in a muck, and it might be harder to get out of it, but eventually, in the end, you'll get it straight away. Divert yourself to that thing that makes you feel good, because when we're in a feeling good frame of mind, we find solutions. We find opportunities. We see things in a much better light. But when we're like, even if you look at the body, when we're like this, we can't see anything but the ground in front of us and the downward spiral. Yeah? So you're not going to be able to, it's hard to get out of this. You're not going to be able to achieve anything from down here. But when we come back up here, if we do what makes us feel like this, our whole life can change. Can you see the correlation? I hope I brought that back around. Yeah. So we practice feeling shit. Why do we do that?
Because we're our own worst critics.
We are. Alan Watts has, I love him so much, and I'm so annoyed he died before I got to meet him. What a dickhead.
How dare you.
I'll meet him, you know, I'll meet him, maybe I'll get him someone to channel him for me. Anyway, he has this awesome talk on YouTube if you want your mind to be totally switched. Talk about, this guy's a living version of Morpheus. Or he's not living anymore.
His name
Alan Watts. He's a Zen Buddhist teacher, but he's got like about 20 PhDs in different things. It's called We Choose to Suffer. We suffer because we enjoy it. And that is part of your conditioning and programming. So the tools I'm giving you today about diverting you to your passion when you start to get that suffering feeling coming on is just breaking the programming. It's not your fault. We've grown up in a society that belittles us. Look at the school system. No offence, teachers. I always get worried I'm going to offend teachers. Look at the school system. No, right, wrong, yes, no, don't do this, do this. Like, so much fear-based, so much moulding everyone into this one way of being. And if you don't fit into that mould, well, you're stuffed. And so you're left feeling like, well, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. You're always going to feel not good enough if you look outside of you and you see the media, the advertising, other people's opinions, the education system. You're always going to be left falling up short. Because it's impossible for everyone to fit into one way. So it's just your programming. It's not personal, and you can change it. So when that feeling of dread comes up, go, oh yeah, here it is. It's my programming. Where's that song? Put that song in. Okay, off I go with my day. Makes sense? Yeah, I hope I've given you some tools today. Yeah, and we're done. That's it.
What's homework?
Homework is, actually that's good. Can I just think about that for a little bit? I love it. You're such a student. Homework, give me my homework now. I'm just trying to think the best way to apply it. Okay, here's your homework. I want you to practice that visualization, okay? Which means I'll get it up. I'm just trying to think the best way to get it up. The rising. Practice the visualization at least 3 times before Friday. You can submit your homework Friday. And practice your incantations at least 4 times before next Friday. And I want you to write the difference between your feelings. Be honest, if nothing's shifted, all that means is there's bigger blocks there than just 4 days. We need to actually do a bit more work, and that's okay. If it doesn't work straight away, it's fine. Often when you're getting close to a breakthrough, heaps of shit will happen. Have you heard the saying, it's always the darkest before the dawn?
Oh, yeah.
That is exactly what happens when you're about to make a breakthrough. Exactly. Like it's when I know I'm about to experience something really good, things get really bad first, because whatever you need to clear out in order to move forward to that good stuff will come up. It's just remember, nothing happens to us, it happens for us. It's coming up for a reason. I know it's hard to rejoice at the feelings of discomfort and suffering, but we need to see the light in it somehow. One more lady I'll give you to read. Her name is Prema Chodron, a Buddhist, Tibetan Buddhist nun who, I just want to smoosh her face like you would not believe. Pema, P-E-M-A,
yeah.
Chodron, C-H-O-D-R-O-N.
Did you post something of hers this week?
I may have. I'll put. She specialises in using suffering to reach liberation, freedom from suffering. So the whole lineage of monks and things that she comes through. She became a nun after she caught her husband cheating on her. And she's so funny because in interviews like, well, why did you become a nun? She's been a nun for like 40 years. She's like, because I hated my husband. Like, she's really funny. It's awful. So she uses bad experiences and trauma as a way to break free. So she says there's nothing wrong with not being okay. It's just part of the process. Don't judge it, just be with it. And so she's got a book called When Things Fall Apart. And that's a really good one if you're suffering at the moment. It's like this big, it's teeny tiny, it's like a novella, it's really short. She's got a series of them. Just have a look and see which one resonates with you. Yeah, she's great. She's really cool. They're the only two, the Ellen Watts and Pema Chodron. Yeah.
And can I just clarify, okay, what would you say is the difference between affirmation and incantation? What?
My interpretation, because everyone's will be different, my interpretation is an affirmation is just like saying the words without it embodying you. Now in the beginning you might just be saying the words, but providing the intention is there to embody it, so you need to feel it. I am love. I am love. Like, you know what I mean? If you're going in with I'm fucking love, Jesus, like that's not gonna, you know what I mean? And that's where everyone went wrong with The Secret, because they thought they could just think their way in it. You can't, you gotta feel it, because quantum physics, everything is energy, everything is vibration. So you can say whatever the hell you want, but if you ain't vibrating on it, you ain't getting it.
Yeah.
And that's where it went wrong.
Can I just share a story just talking about like the visualization and the universe? I think it was 4 years ago, CFM were running a competition to go and see Rihanna live in London, which I wasn't bothered about seeing her, but I just went, competition, London, family.
Yeah.
Okay, so throughout the month of February, you had to try and ring up, you know, when they played a song, everyone that got through each day during that month went into the draw to win the competition. I fully immersed myself. I had stuff up around the house. I was telling my kids. She was telling her friends and my friends that we were going to London. Anyway, I won the competition.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is
honestly,
exactly right. That's
So-
exactly, and there's stories of people doing that with the lotto as well.
Yeah.
So
I was happy with the trip, Chelsea.
Yeah.
I do that if eight's my favourite number, but if I buy a raffle ticket or something, or somebody gives me the 8, I go, oh, I've won this. And I do. 9 out of 10 times I've won.
It's so right.
Because I believe, as soon as I get that ticket, I go, oh, I've won this.
Okay.
And I say, oh, I've won this, they gave me number 8. If I don't ask for number 8, talking about if somebody gives me that,
that's
8 or 88,
awesome.
and I've won it so many times. Like, I've been going down the street and in Melbourne, and somebody gave me a raffle ticket for some raffle, and it was number 8, and I go, oh, I have to wait here, I'm going to win something. And I'm outside the shop thinking, oh, how long is it going to be? And so I won something, I can't remember what it was, egg boiler or something, I can't remember, it was an opening of some shop. So I got the prize and kept walking. But I knew I was going to win it. I had to say that because they gave me number 8.
Because you're on that vibration.
I believe that.
Belief creates the thought, which creates the emotion, which is the energy. So you knew, no uncertain terms. A lot of rich people, Tony Robbins interviewed all these super rich Uber like IT dudes, and they all had the same thing in common. They said, I always knew I'd be a success. It was just a matter of time. I believed it. I knew it. I was buying the car magazines when I was working at the local video shop, picking out my Porsche. And they'd all laugh at me, and he said 10 years later I rock up in my Porsche. And the same guy was running the video shop. So it's just that belief. It can't, the point I'm trying to make is you don't need to buy into that if that's not you, and you don't have to go around going, I'm going to win the lotto. It's just pointing out to you it comes from belief. It's the belief, it's the conviction, it's the expectation it's just going to happen. If you're surprised, if you're going to visualize yourself winning the lottery and you're surprised, well, you're not going to win it because you're not expecting it because you're surprised it's happened, so then the manifestation hasn't worked. Make sense? Yeah. So it's that expectation that it's just going to happen. Yeah, there's so much stuff I can go into about this, but
That's how I got my house.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, there's stories everywhere of it happening. Like it's just the belief. The belief it's going to happen.
Was it for sale or something? And you?
Oh, I'd been looking for 3 years and I knew exactly what I wanted, and I couldn't find it. And I would do it for a while, and then I'd give up, and then I'd do it again. And so, but I was in no hurry. And then I went past work one day, and there was this house for sale, and the picture out the front looked beautiful, and I went, that's what I want. And I went, okay, there's an auction, and I couldn't get to the auction, and I hadn't get all my paperwork and stuff to do auctions, and I went in there and had a look, and he said, oh, what do you think the price is? And I said, oh, it's out of my league, you know, it's like $100,000 out of my league. And he said, I think you'd be surprised. And I went, yeah, whatever, and walked away. And so the auction was 2 days later. I missed the auction. He then rang me and said about 2 weeks after the auction, and he said, are you still interested in that house? I said, yes. He said, it fell through auction. And I went, see, I told you it was more expensive than I could think. He said, no, I came here and I just had a caravan, and now I own the real estate, so it can happen. And he said, what do you think it's worth? And I told him, and he said, I think you're in the ballpark. and I put in my offer, and that very day they accepted my offer, and I bought the house.
Amazing. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
It's so
It is
cool.
cool.
And it can
And
happen.
the day I saw that photo, I knew it was going
It's
to be
yours.
mine. I knew that was my house. It's what I've been looking for. Yeah. That's it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you guys. It's always a pleasure.
I'd like to just share something.
Please, please.
Okay, somebody put this to me this
Yes.
week. This is how people see things. Can I give you?
Yeah.
So,
I can't. I'm blind as a bat. What is that?
okay.
I need to look.
Everybody see?
What is that?
Number 6.
Right.
A
The
6.
other day.
Right.
It's my birthday.
Okay, now, if we're both looking at this,
Yeah.
what
I
do
see
you see?
6. You see
No,
a
it's a
9.
9.
Yeah, that's
Simple as
great.
that.
Isn't that good?
You see?
And I believe
thought
that's
of you
a
when you
6.
said that to me, when you were saying something before, I don't know, I thought that.
Yeah,
Might help you.
You're with the hubby. Like he sees something, but you're seeing something else, but you're both looking at the same thing.
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And somebody showed me that this week, and I went, oh, that's really.
It's really
Messed up.
good. But it's the same object. It's not like we're looking at different objects. It's the same thing.
Same piece of paper, and then they do it with something that is, well, Shari said, oh, it's a bead.
Oh.
She said bead.
Yeah.
Or a G.
Yeah. Or a G. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
love
it
it.
doesn't matter, but something that's familiar to us, like a number or a letter, and seeing it upside down.
That's great. I love that.
So I just went, oh,
I love
that's
it.
just blowing my mind.
Yeah. That's
Messed me up more.
awesome.
But yeah,
I
I'll
love
do
it.
that.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everything. So fun.